Off we go! Game number 1, HGCEULUL is in the second qualifier as well, going up against Squeal Team 6. We are in HGC 2024, the Hanzo Genji Cup. Oh yeah. So a little NA tournament that we're currently running, thanks to Psyche, thanks to Kevin. We have $1,000 of prize money for this one. We have 2 qualifiers, the top 2 out of every qualifier qualify for the final phase of the tournament, and we even have a last chance qualifier. Now the important thing is that this is a bit of more of an NA-friendly tournament. Not only do we play everything on the NA server, European teams, as you can see here, are still allowed to play, but they have to play cross-server, and on top of that, the starting times are a little bit more NA-friendly to incentivize more teams to actually play on this one. So as this all starts up, we now have also as an interesting little tidbit here, no draft rules whatsoever. So in this case, it's just a normal draft. There's no rule where certain heroes are pre-banned, there's no bounties, there's no, hey, you can only play hero once within the series. All of these things are just gone for this, and we're playing just a normal tournament. We ran, I believe, the last 6, 7, 8 tournaments at least, always with some special rules. And honestly, if you're watching the video right now, I would be interested in what your thoughts are, because you've probably been watching some of these games already, so let us know also in the comments. Do you prefer it if a hero can only be played once within a single series, or do you prefer normal style like here? Both of those have, of course, their advantages and disadvantages. If you allow a hero only to be played once, there's a bit more hero diversity, and it has a bit of an impact as the games continue, but of course some people will also prefer the more vanilla tournament style as we have it here. Either way, 2 teams qualify out of every single qualifier, so we have only 2, this is the second one, which also means that we don't play the grand final. So a little bit of a side note for you guys, if you're watching this on YouTube and you know you're looking for the videos, you find the semifinals, and you're like, oh my god, I can't find the final, what's happening? The reason is pretty simple. Semifinal is all that we need. Once that you win the semifinal, you're on the top 2, you're qualifying for the final phase, and that obviously gets fully played out. We get Rega and we get Dehaka here on Sky Temple. Interesting starting map, by the way, for the European team. Maiev and Blaze for their opponents. Which is still, by the way, an amazing team name. Porky as the captain named the team Squeal Team 6. It's incredible. I love that name. Every single time I see it, again, in the bracket, it makes me giggle. It's great. Then again, we have now with Sky Temple an interesting starting map. First pick, first ban also for Squeal Team 6. They got Jojo Blaze, which is an amazing frontline combo. And then on top of that, you have Maiev. So they are definitely going to get a bit aggressive there. Hanzops with Dehaka now for the side lane pressure. A lot of supports being banned out here, by the way. They went for a quick Rega pick, and then they banned Brightwing, Lucio, and they took out Stukov. So yes, they're very, very much targeting any kind of support that they feel would vibe with the comp that has been picked so far by the red team, and also what would be good against them here. But with Falstad now banned, that's a global remove, so apparently they were a bit worried, the red team, that there would be some double global shenanigans going on with attempts at full map control. And that's obviously, I mean, this is honestly a thought process that you can understand, because the Europeans are playing with the ping disadvantage. It's just a fact, they're playing cross-server. And sometimes that means that you are not playing like these, you know, assassins that have very small windows of opportunity where you need to be absolutely on point with every single play and button press. But if you go more into a global composition, you can play a macro style against your opponent. It makes it a bit easier. So banning Falstad out means that they have only Dehaka. With Falstad plus Dehaka, there would be more macro plays that could be made by the Europeans, and it seems that the red team is attempting to shut that down. Deckard Kane, Hanzo, taken very quickly here. And that leaves us with Dainu as the final pick. Still can play one of those heroes. The question just is, how much is the ping going to interfere with that? But if you've watched some of the other European teams, they definitely shied away from Tracer, Genji. But that's exactly what Dainu could play. Zeratul would be another example. I mean, Cure playing on the European server has the same problem, of course. He doesn't play Zeratul a lot here. Dainu, though, is going for it. He's going for Tracer. Sky Temple, map number 1 in the best of 3 series, and this is semifinal number 1, so whichever team wins qualifies for the final round of HGC 2024, the Hanzo Genji Cup. Let's go straight into map number 1, Sky Temple. Game number 1, and on the left, the European team with Hazops on Dehaka. We got Dainu and Tracer, Yasuo on Rega, Nagrom on Muradin, and Lopaka is playing Gul'dan. To the right side of the map, Porky for the NA team, for Squeal Team 6 with Johanna. We got Naz on Blaze, we have Chaotic on Hanzo, Brandon on Maiev, and Nintori is playing Deckard Kane. So, who's taking it? Game 1, the lead. Is it the NA team or do the Europeans go ham on this one? Again, there is a last chance qualifier, but of course, ideally, you want to seal the deal right here. You win this series and you qualify for the final round. So there's the potential play that you can make. Question is always, can the teams pull it off? And we'll find out one way or another. I'm actually pretty happy with this. So far we had really good games, specifically in the second tournament. And I can't wait for the finals. It's always a little bit sad that we don't have the opportunity these days anymore to go for big offline events. We had some amazing ones, of course, not only in the LAN Center Miami, but also last year, the Nations Cup in Berlin. But it's always cool when you have, you know, regions clash. And online is just not the same because of the ping disadvantages. But I'm actually really happy and also grateful that we can still host this many tournaments in Heroes of the Storm. It's always nice to have that. Bit of a difference in builds, by the way, for Gul'dan. We had in our previous match Gul'dan with typical Echoed Corruption, Runes Affliction set up on 1 and 16, but in this case we're now getting the Fell play with Pursuit of Flame for Gul'dan on level 1. And Meridian already trying to go over on the right side as the Siege Giants are getting attacked, and he's like, well, maybe I can make a bit of a move here. Especially as the Haka is also saying hello, and you know what? They're taking it. Can they get out? Siege Giants are in, and damn, Chaotic nearly gets murdered. Dino's also a bit low though, but he gets the heal, and now they are focusing their attention on Porky, who nearly falls. But yeah, Siege Giants were indeed taken. Blaze the entire time wasn't really interested and just used his PhD in PvE at the top lane to try and take the wall down a bit. And has done a pretty solid job to drop it to, well, basically drop a tower. So, down at the bottom of the map, Gul'dan gets out. Porky, careful. And here in the middle, it's actually kind of nice because they're attacking on a lot of lanes right now. We have the aggressive invade from Nagrom and his boys. They're able to take the Siege Giants. They immediately move back onto the lanes and start to apply the pressure here. The Haka, of course, had to also use his global and needed to go back to the top. So they essentially traded that steal on the mercenary camp for some damage that they had to suffer through at the top side wall. And the problem with Sky Temple is always that the objective directly attacks the structures. So if you start losing structures without the objective even being used for it, it just means that your opponent is going to have an easier time pressuring your keeps later on and maybe even pressuring the core. But the globals will make a difference, and that's one of the reasons why Falset got banned out by the NA team. So with the first set of temples being activated now, the Haka has also made the traditional play towards the bottom of the map, so he's going to rotate between the mid lane and the bot lane, soaking the experience and the minion waves there, and whenever the shit hits the fan, he's going to just bam, tunnel up and try and force a team fight there. Tracer, already with a few shots in the middle. Porky is saying hello and is like, well, I'm going to chase you off. And the red team has actually not started up on the top. They're getting forced into a bit of a fight. They also had still a mercenary camp up that they were trying to use to take the wall down, which they did. But now they have to retreat and try and claim some shots through the channel. And there is a chance, just because of that offset in time, that Tracer's rotating to the top, which she currently is doing, and that the Haka is coming in. They're looking for the Tong. They connected, and Brandon goes down. Look at that. Haka, nice. The perfect follow-up with Tracer. And kudos to not only Hanzo for the connect, but also for Dino still making Tracer work, even with the ping disadvantage. We have Gul'dan at 25 stacks, so he's slowly starting to get the quest completed. Has the synergy with his Bound by Shadow now on level 7. And yeah, they're getting a few more shots up at the top. Not only did they channel through most of the shots in the middle, but they were also able to get some at the top, even though the blue team has now, the red team has now taken over again. Single kill, 4 minutes into the game. But it's kind of wild. I mean, it's a good start. It's kind of funny too, because in the lobby, they were actually trash talking a little bit. So, the sides in a game are decided by the bracket. The team, like in any bracket pairing that you see when you look at the grid, at the bracket, the top team is on the left, the bottom team is on the right. And Dino immediately came in and said like, yeah, so essentially the better team is on the left, because that's kind of how seeding works too. And that triggered immediately some trash talk for both teams, as Nagrom barely escapes here. So the series starting up with a trash talk between the two of them and then instantly evolving into a massive brawl around the first objective is just fun. And it's still close. I mean, they stole the Siege Giants again, and they're doing damage at the bottom fort now, which is always annoying when you end up in that spot. Where they are just like trying to... I mean, this is 50% of the HP gone. And as I said earlier, you do that without your objective, you're in a great spot. Half-level lead also for the blue team. So they got that as well. Top side Blaze, they took a fort out, so they have now structurally the lead. But yeah. I mean, either way. Bottom line, it's kind of cool to see the two teams already at each other's throat like this. We're 5 minutes in and we've only seen a single kill, but there's been plenty of fights. So it's a bit of reminiscent of the days of the actual HGC. Maybe they're getting another one here. They want Blaze and damn, they really want him and they get him. Blaze is down at kill number 2 and the red team has to retreat. Squeal team, come on boys. You don't want to go up against an opponent who's about to hit level 10. They nearly killed Nagrom, good for them, but... Oh, Rigger! Oh, the heal! The timing! That was clutch, that was frame perfect from Yasu. And here's the ult. But that was also a bit of a risk taken by the North American team, because if that level 10 would have hit any, like a little bit earlier, 2 seconds, 3 seconds, they would have been in the middle of the fight against an opponent that has heroics. That Horrify would have been there instantaneously, and they could have gotten murdered. So they took a bit of a risk trying to get those kills. They didn't get the kills, but they also didn't lose anything, which just underlines my point again. We have only 2 kills, 6-7 minutes in, as the second objective comes up, and both teams have now heroic abilities. We get the Lul NATO, by the way. Lul NATO for Deckard Kane, for more Luls from the old man. And now, Tether against Dino. Okay, Horrify. But it's more of a defensive one. And the disc is missing too. So a lot of ults are getting used in that fight, get burned early. Nagrom has not made a choice yet on Muradin's ult. The entire team is like, don't do it! He's gonna go Haymaker, isn't he? Oh, of course he's gonna go Haymaker. Nah, okay, Avatar. Thank God. Thank God. They try again for Brandon. Yeah, Brandon gets attacked. Lunado's out, and Maiev is gone. Maiev gone. Blaze again at the top. Oh, boy. That arrow. Short distance, though, but still connecting nicely. Good stun. But they want... Oh, talking about good stuns. That was another one. Muradin's just jumping in. He gets the Ancestral. He's just like, yeah, I don't care. I'm going to dive that fort all day, every day. And they're getting that thing. The Haka is still channeling. Tracer's trying to get out. Survives. And they want to go for Hanzo. And they drop him. Hanzo is gone. Again, Blaze never joined in the fight. He has continuously the problem that he just doesn't have the same global mobility as the Haka does. So he just stayed at the top. But that's 4 kills to 0 now. And these global plays, these macro moves are just great for the blue team. They're benefiting from this. They're also benefiting from the fact that the map is now slowly starting to open up. We have 2 forts destroyed, another one in the middle might fall. And once that the map is opened up, the Haka can use that global even further to pressure lanes, maybe escort a few catapults in and apply more structural damage. 34,000 damage, talking about damage numbers for Hanzo. We have 26,000 for Gul'dan. And here comes with level 13 also healing static from Muradin. So now he has the synergy between his level 13 and his level 4 talent. And even more survivability. They still haven't lost a hero yet either. The next objective spawns 2 temples, top and bot lane. And they're already around the boss just a little bit. I don't think they're going to make him play there anytime soon. But it's going to become a factor eventually. It always does. Every single time. I can't remember a whole lot of Sky Temple games where the boss didn't play a role. The McDonald's strategy from Fnatic back then is of course another prime example. The early pick and ending the game there. But normally it's in the late game where that happens. Muradin caught, and damn, they got him. Nagrom, he probably went for a smoke and was a bit distracted there. Nagrom is an absolute chain smoker, by the way. The guy is amazing. Absolutely love him. But I met him in Miami at the tournament. It's like, damn. Like, he is smoking like a chimney. So, first blood, first kill for the red team. So finally some good news for them. They also have level 14 now. So they're getting there. Temples again, top side, bot side, now finally announced. And experience is dead even. But structurally, I venture to say that we have a small advantage now for the blue team thanks to the shots that they fired earlier. They're also destroying the fort in the middle now, so that's more catapults spawning. And Blaze is very much alone at the bottom of the map. Actually, it's not quite true. He gets some assistance here at least, but still has to bunk up, and they might be able to get him. Tracer! Uh-oh! They go for Hanzo, and he's dead. Hanzo gets killed, and they want more. The jet propulsion, then again, for Yasu. He's self-ancestrals, and they go for Deckard Cain. The wolf came in with a big bite and took the old man down. And then Johanna died too. So top of the map, Brandon is still sitting there. Discs Dehaka, trying to get the final shots fired, and is able to pick all of them off. Well done. Gets all of the shots fired. That's all the forts destroyed on the blue team side. Blue team has no forts anymore, but they take the boss because now they have the numbers advantage on the map. And this is going to be a problem for their opponents. They got to defend the bot lane. Murden can channel here anytime. 1 level lead. They got level 16 talents now. And even the... yeah, he actually waited. He waited with the channel as they were pushing for the middle and took the fort out without the help of these shots. So now they're getting max value out of the temple. Will destroy the top side fort, and then it's going to focus at the bottom of the map where the boss is already doing some damage. And it seems that they're not even using everybody for defense. It's only Hanzo, so they're trying to at least get a few of the shots at the bottom. Blue team could respond by instead pushing for the top because they clearly are not able to... oh god, Murden isn't going to die, isn't he? Avatar is out. Yeah, he's just going to waste that time. He's wasting that time a little bit so that they can take the fort out at the top. No way. No way. Nagrom. Okay, he dies. That would have been incredible. Can you imagine him surviving there? Oh, that would have been insane. But yeah, the play continues, and after they destroy the topside fort, they also destroy the wall. 7 kills to 2, but Gul'dan gets caught by the disc, and that could change things. They're immediately covering for him. But Blaze is now moving in. I'm not sure where they are staying. They think they can snipe random, but there's the arrow. Nicely dodged. Narrowly missing the target. Horrify, they got Cain in trouble. Maiev is already gone, and they want more. This was a 4 versus 5 at times. Like, what? Excuse me? Now it's a 4 versus 4, and with a nice isolation play, they're moving in for Porky. Jojo! Can she survive? No, Porky's gone. Porky's gone, and Blaze will follow. Blaze is down as well, and that opens the topside keep up. Who needs Nagrom, right? Murden is back. And they're just, yeah, we don't even need you, dude. Chill, we got this, we got this. Topside keep is now taking some damage. The temple at the bottom of the map, by the way, is still up. It's still there. They're hoping to use Gul'dan to take the entire keep down, and given the fact that both Johanna and Blaze are still gone for another 30 seconds roughly, they should be able to take that keep. And they're getting another kill! Hanzo is dead again! Double Stormbolt connect for Muradin now that Nagrom is back in the picture. But with 11 kills to 2 and more than a 1.5 level lead, HGCEULUL is looking fantastic. They might have embraced the memes with their name, but they're definitely not making any meme plays here. Boss is up again. Oof, 2 minutes 20. What longer than I thought. Temple also activating now again at the bottom of the map. I was actually wrong earlier, sorry. They red team channeled the bottom shots, or the remaining ones, but yeah, the next spawn is there in 17 seconds now. Muradin the only one that died twice. Fell Flame build, of course, the synergy 1, 7, 13 and 16 is now fully in play. They're closing in on level 20 talents, so once that those are ready, this is going to get even worse. Blaze again gets hit hard. Doesn't have to force the bunker out yet, so he's still fine. Could he hold the cooldown? But Gul'dan has now started to take the few shots at the bottom, and that means another keep will soon get attacked. But yeah, Rhaegar gets hit. That's not going to be a problem for them. It's a huge problem for the red team this fight. Level 20 is available. That's Storm talents. You don't want to fight against that. Muradin has rewind and is jumping out, taking advantage of it immediately. Now they try to go for Brandon, and there's another kill. Maiev is gone. Maiev down 5 versus 4. They're chasing. They're trying for Johanna. Lulnado coming out from Deckard Cain, but Blaze at the bottom of the map also retreating. But this is, of course, exactly what the blue team was looking for. They got the momentum, and they're moving down to the bottom of the map with Dehaka instantly focusing onto the temple shots. They can go for keep number 2. They already have the lead up at the top lane, but now another opportunity to make the same happen at the bottom of the map. The 4-man pushes for it, and we have Dehaka sitting at the side, getting one shot fired after another, focusing on the objective, and they're going to claim this one. Second keep will fall 100%. They could do it with Dehaka alone. 12 kills, 2-2. Damage output, 50,000 for Gul'dan. Hanzo still a bit ahead of him with the 56,000 that he can contribute here. But then we have also Dino with Tracer on 48k. So all three of them really taking the lead here as Dehaka is channeling the last few shots. And more we're seeing the red team pinned down in their own base. They've taken the forts. They haven't been able to take a keep. Still maybe with level 20 a chance to bring it back. Boss is up in 3 seconds. And the blue team can now try and force it. Honestly, I expected them to be there with everyone they have a bit earlier. And apparently the red team expected it as well. They're instantly starting to scout it. And they're like, okay guys, they might be here. We don't have 20 yet, but if they go for it, we need to force that fight. Thankfully for them, they don't have to. But it allowed their opponents to take more camps on the map and apply lane pressure that way. Lulnado gets upgraded. That means we got the Mornados. Bullseye for Hanzo. Ooh, and the Blessed Shield misses against Rhaegar. Yeah, Hanzo's really toying with them a little bit. I mean, he is baiting them hard. I always knew that he was a master baiter, but he is overdoing it just a little bit here. If that Blessed Shield connects and Rhaegar falls, then you are in a world of pain, because that means no healer, 4 versus 5, and you might just lose that boss and maybe even the game. So for now, top side, Blaze is defending, and everything centers around the boss now. So they're already sitting tight right here. Yep, they are trying to grab it. As long as they see Blaze at the top, they know it's a 4 versus 5. And Dehaka is zoning them. The Nados are coming in, the disc is out already. They gotta be real careful. Those boss plays. Oh, there it is. Muradin is dead. No avatar, no nothing. This is exactly the problem. Exactly that. They keep the boss alive. Holy shit. And now this is a play by Squeal Team 6. Yup. Off we go. That's a boss for them. 17 minutes in. Tracer can try and escort the topside camp as much as she wants, but it's not really going to threaten the core. They are... Oh my god, now they're picking off Gul'dan, so he's gone. I think that was Hanzo's arrow that actually initiated that. Rhaegar at the top is trying to get some shots, and will likely, if he can stay a bit longer... Nah, he can't take the keep out, can he now? More attacks in the middle as Hanzo's trying to go... This is getting way more chaotic than he needed to be. Way more chaotic. Boss at the bottom of the map is barreling through the gate and is trying to make his play. At the top, yes, the temple is taken. They're chasing Tracer, and Dino is dead too. They're staggering deaths now. They are staggering one death after another. This one is nearly gone, but they just can't kill it. There's catapults. Oh my god, there's a lot of catapults at the bottom of the map. This could become a problem for Squeal Team 6. They are going for the bottom keep, so that's the good news, but these catapults are going to make it onto the core, and we're 18 minutes in. I mean, they're not going to wreck it completely, but they're going to do some damage. Very likely. How many is that now? 4? Bottom keep is gone. 4 catapults. Yeah, but the next minion wave will spawn and take it out, so they're going to be fine. Muradin falls, and that's the comeback. Squeal Team 6, ladies and gentlemen. They're likely going to try and end it here. The shield is slowly falling on the other side of the map, but as I said, the minion wave has already spawned and will defend the core. So it's not going to be a win-win situation. And instead, it's only 3 defenders, as HGCEULUL might have overplayed their hand a little bit. They are looking at trouble. Another kill. Dehaka gets farmed. Hazu is gone. And with all the forts that they killed, with all the keeps that they destroyed, they are still looking to potentially lose the game. But oh, Blaze dies, Pork is low. The defense! Nice. Are they defending? they are. Brandon is down 77% on the core, and they win it after all. They take 3 heroes out. Muradin is still missing, so is Dehaka. But as Rhaegar is starting to chase, the rest of the team is trying to flank in from above. This Yasuo is a man on a mission, isn't he? Yeah, here we go. More nados are in. Dino's closing the gap slowly, steadily. No blessed shield anytime soon. And now Dino is finally in range and can start to take Porky down. Another totem. And that's the end of Deckard Cain. They're taking everybody out. 5-man team wipe. Everybody gone. And now the chance to just simply move in and take the core out. They take the keep first, which I can really appreciate because it means that Muradin can now also contribute a couple of shots here. But boy, that was way closer than it needed to be. 1-0 lead for HGCEULUL as they take the victory on Sky Temple and therefore the lead over Squeal Team 6 in this best of 3 series here at the semi-final of qualifier number 2 for HGC, the Hanzo Genji Cup 2024. Well done.
Before we head into game number 2, make sure that you subscribe to the channel if you haven't done it yet so you don't miss out on any future content here on Khaldor TV.
Game number 2, Tomb of the Spider Queen, our second map. It got a little bit iffy towards the end of Sky Temple. First it looked like the blue team was actually throwing the game away, just staggering a death after another. And then, yeah, Squeal Team 6, unfortunately for them, was not able to close it out. Got the core down to 77%. But eventually, the blue team rallied around their core, defended, and then crossed the map and ended it. So, good for them. Okay, so Junkrat gets banned. We're going into Tomb of the Spider Queen, which personally I really like because Tomb is an awesome map. Small, usually a lot of aggression, easy rotation between lanes. Can try and gank up on the opponent a bit. First pick, by the way, for Squeal Team 6. Still a great name. But yeah, if they want to qualify directly for the final phase of the Hanzo Genji Cup, then they gotta win this one. They gotta force game number 3 and bring it. Also a bit curious if maybe on Tomb of the Spider Queen we're getting a bit of a curveball picked by one of the teams. They're gonna try and blindside in the draft, maybe. Hogger banned. And now that I'm looking at it, HGCEULUL has first pick, first ban. I thought they picked the map. But they didn't. It was chosen by Squeal Team 6. And the European team has first pick. Okay. This is one of the differences, and I think I pointed this out in the first qualifier, that you actually see quite a bit now when the NA and the European teams. The NA teams, I don't think they do it in the majority of their games, but they way more than the European teams let first pick, first ban go and just pick the map. And this one's no exception here. So the red team said, okay, we want to play on 2. And that leads to Nagrom playing Diablo, so he can insta-pick it and does. Blaze and Brightwing are chosen now for their opponents. But yep, with Diablo, Yrel. I mean, given that this is Tomb, could still get Leo here, for example. Obviously, banning Johanna also makes perfect sense. You have a tank that has a lot of wave clear, which is super crucial when you're playing on Tomb of the Spider Queen in the first place. Wave clear rules. So, yeah, deny Johanna to your opponent. There's Anduin and Sylvanas. So, we got the Crybaby and we got Sylvanas in the house. So, if they get the objective early, Sylvanas can always make this so much more annoying. And yeah, this might be exactly what we're getting. But you look over towards the right side and we got Porky with the chance to, first of all, ban another hero, ban a side laner, for example, and does exactly that. I pointed out Yrel as a potential pick for them just a second ago, and Porky seems to agree with the assessment there, so he bans out Yrel. Diablo Yrel, really strong combo, super annoying, but this is also Tomb. You can always run Leoric here. You could even go again for Dehaka. We've seen it a couple of times, so there's plenty of potential plays to still be made. And then you have, of course, Dino waiting for even more damage. I mean, we got Sylvanas already for them. That's also nice when you're trying to pressure the lanes a little bit and push. Whereas then over on the right side, double pick. What's the main tank here? Do we get something along the lines of Murden? Are they going to come in with a completely different strategy? Haven't seen any damage yet either. Some more wave clear would be nice too. They go again for Tychus. Very NA for them. And we get Maiev. So, Tychus, Maiev, and Blaze is going to be the backbone. With Porky still waiting for the main tank. But the big question is, of course, now how is the blue team going to react to all of this? They kind of know what's coming. They have now to decide what they want to do with Dino and what they want to run on the side lane against Blaze. You could go for the Diablo duo. And pick Leoric here. And there he is. And Tassadar! Tassadar, ladies and gentlemen. Alright. So, another mage. And it leaves us with Porky as the final pick for game number 2. Main tank still needed, and they go for Stitches. Stitches in the house. Game number 2, map number 2, Tomb of the Spider Queen. We got HGCEULUL up against Squeal Team 6. Game number 2, the European team is in the lead and has match point. The opportunity to qualify for the final round. Over on the left, we got Hazorps on Leoric. We got Dino on Tassadar, Yasu on Anduin. We got Nagrom on Diablo and Lopaka on Sylvanas. Over on the right side of the map, we got Porky. Actually going into Hungry for More here. This is level 1 talent with Stitches. I like it. Great talent in my opinion on this map because you get a lot of globes, but rarely taken. Usually it's the patchwork creation. Nintori on Brightwing. Brandon on Tychus. We got Nas on Blaze. And Chaotic is playing Maiev. So they're going to center a lot around those hooks. Trying to use Stitches. That's a little bit of a surprise, well, not surprise pick, but you know, somebody that can always create another kill opportunity and simply landing one of those hooks point on. So, yeah, we'll see if this is going to work out for them. Either way, one of the more important things at this point is also that at the top they're already trying to go for the first kill. And a lot of rotations happening in the early game once again. The side laners have already established the bot lane, and this is actually where we have an attempted gank also being set up. And so we're hoping to get another hit in over here. Hasn't quite worked out, but again, getting close on this. So everybody's just like, again, you're looking for early game opportunities. The camps are now spawning, so this is going to shift the focus a bit away from the middle of the map towards not only the Bruiser camp, but also the Siege Giant at the bottom of the map. But initially, everybody was just hoping to maybe get a quick kill here. When it comes to the builds, Tassadar has gone into Cyan Fusion as the one choice, so a lot of AoE, of course, that's being prioritized here. Austin's Renewal for Leoric. Nagrom up at the top has decided to go into Devil's Due. And Stitches is getting his stacks together. Already sitting at 6. If he is diligent about getting hungry for more stacks, he is going to become a problem as the game continues. There's always one of the plays that you can make as you are playing on Tomb of Spider Queen when you're really also looking at the late game. And of course, getting Anduin already, damn. It also helps a lot if you are able to get that extra movement speed for Stitches. Not only when you use Gorge, but just in general. I like, by the way, the combo with Tassadar and the wall that he can build up. Then Diablo stunning people into it. We've seen similar plays, of course, with Leoric, and they're running both combos here. So they have the wall from Tassadar, they got the wall from Leoric, and then they can just use Nagrom to punish anyone that has a positional problem by just simply getting the stun through. So lots of combo potential for Diablo just simply created by the heroes that they're playing here. And when you see teams do something like that, I think it's always really awesome. I'm really, really enjoying that. Now, of course, you have to also follow through with it and really make the plays then. But that's a lot of opportunities to initiate good attacks with the stun just by using those 2-3 heroes together. Lopaka at the bottom of the map is a bit side lane pressuring with Sylvanas. Really doing some work. Team's obviously going for gems now and starting to pick them up time and time again. We have well, a couple turned in right now. So the only thing that they turned in is like 6, but everything that you can safeguard is always welcome and nice. Still have to defend at the bottom. And interestingly enough, the Siege Giants still haven't been picked up. They're now making a play for them. But usually this is one of the camps that gets taken a lot earlier than that. In this case though, fairly late. 50 gems, enough to get a turn in. Both teams got enough, but blue team hasn't turned anything in yet. Brightwing coming into the middle. Hanzo low, and, well, there's the tether, and he's gone. That is 11 gems that they just lost. He also had a bit of a problem in the last map. Oh, nice, Lopaka. Grabbing some. That was actually an important play. Lopaka with a really nice move, grabs some of the gems. Well done by him. And that puts them now at least in a position where they can recover the gems and maybe, oh, get a kill against Tychus, deny some of the opponent. Just keeping your gems either secured and saving them by turning in, or making sure that you don't lose out on any of them is mega important, simply because it's your ticket back into the game if you're ever starting to lose some ground. So, yeah, this is one of the more important plays. Leo, again, going down. That's the second time that Hanzo has now fallen. So, a little bit farmed here. 3 kills against the blue team and 2 of them against Hanzo. Still the turn-in happening. 45 gems against 46 turned in. And the red web weavers are touching ground first, because up at the top, Dainu and Lopaka are a little bit too late to get the first objective. So now they have to defend, and there is a lead now for the red team in experience. So they are at 3 kills to 1. They have nearly a level lead. Not quite there, but nearly. And I would be a little bit worried. Like, you have to really defend well now. Because if you don't defend properly in a situation like this, then yeah, you are going to be in a bit of trouble. But they got Sylvanas, so they should be fine here. I really don't see them having too many problems with this. Down at the bottom of the map though, Hanzo gets attacked again, and damn, they really, really want him, don't they? And they also are going to get the fort at the bottom. This is the first objective, and they're taking a fort out. That is some seriously nice play made by the red team. Killing Leo for the 3rd time, just farming Hanzo here for free XP, getting the fort in the process, that gets them super close to level 10. Depending on how many gems they still hold, they I don't think they can get a double turn in. Can get close though. But yep, now they got their ults. If they siege up right away with Odin, they might be able to make a bit of a move here and take another fort out. Yeah, and there it is. Odin gets immediately used. Sylvanas for counterplay at the bottom of the map. 2 reasons. A, damaging the wall, but also trying to get the experience so that they're catching up with abilities and can get level 10. But they're definitely suffering a bit here. That's a great start for the red team. It's a fantastic start for them. Looking extremely good on this. And if they can get a second fort with just the first attack, woo, blue team is able to turn in. So this is the moment where we really have to bring it back a little bit. And they have the tools. They got them all. They have, again, the combos with Diablo. I pointed them out earlier. Well, Leo already used his ult, so that's already out. But on top of that, we also have Sylvanas, and that's kind of important as well. If she can help them to push, then great. Barbecue play, light bomb. They just used 2 ults and they did absolutely nothing for them. And at the bottom of the map, they're getting some damage done, but I gotta say, right now I'm a little bit skeptical here. The rotation of the red team is coming for the defensive moves at the bottom of the map. They're starting to take a stand here. There's still some damage done, but I don't think it's going to be enough to take that fort out, maybe? I mean, it's taking decent damage, but it's only down to 50% HP. So if you compare the 2 fights or the 2 plays with the web weavers that we just had, it's a clear winner here. I mean, for sure. On top of that, we are now 7.5 minutes in, and Stitches is at 27 stacks already. That means he has by now 10% extra movement speed, and he's also at nearly 750 extra hit points. This is pretty good this early in the game. On 13, he's going to get the extended range on his hooks, which is going to make this even more unpredictable. 1 gem short, by the way, blue team, if they want to have another turn in now. Red team has enough to turn in, so they're going to try. They're going to try and finish what they started here. But yeah, bottom of the map, Sylvanas has been pushing again. She got the siege giant camp that she could escort in. Diablo slowed it down. Nice, there's a stun opportunity. And is he going to angle for it? Nah, didn't have the cooldown apparently. Nagrom, they're still chasing, gets gorged. Diablo gets gorged. And is easily going to be able to walk away from this, but they won't kill, so they're going for Tigers. 22 gems and a helping hand. But at least they're able to take the bottom fort out. They really have to fight for it, but they are able to claim it. Stitch is now at 31 stacks. There's also still a camp in the middle that is pushing for more structural damage. Turn-in opportunity, maybe. That's actually 22 gems that get delivered by Blaze. Good for them. Extended hook range now for Stitches, of course, as well. And they let it happen. They let them turn in. They're just going for the camp. They're not even trying to stop this. So the red team gets the next set of web weavers. They have another set of web weavers that they can use here. And okay. Let's see how that goes. We have 28,000 damage for Tigers, 20,000 damage for Tacita. 2 forts destroyed. The one in the middle should fall. This could get really dicey very quickly for the European team. And let's not forget, Squeal Team 6 picked the map. They really wanted to play here. There's again Gorge, this time against Sylvanas. Nice, Light Bomb connect. Sylvanas gets saved by Anduin. That was well done. They completely shut that opportunity down. Dino's still a bit low, but Leo dies. I mean, Hanzo's currently turning Leoric into Leorki. He's activating his trade a lot. He's getting a lot of trade value. I think he died 4 times now out of the 5. The deaths that the blue team suffered. The last fort has been destroyed. Now they have to save the keeps. I guess they can, but they need to get their own turn in. They need to get kills. They're trying. They come in with Nagrom. And there's the tether. Barbecue! And bye-bye my F. This time it worked for them. So far, Stitches has been shutting down a lot of the plays. And that was a big problem. But now we got still Nagrom pushing for the turning point. They want the objective. 4 versus 5. And still, the gap in experience. They gotta close this. They gotta get that turn in. They got 63 gems. They lost a lot more gems than the red team. So there's the turn-in opportunity now. Yeah, Porky gets attacked. It's also... They're actually trying to block him off a bit. Tacita's moving in. Problem is that my F is also back. Hook, Gorge, and the Entomb. Hazu on point with the ult. Absolutely on point. Porky is a big boy now, by the way. Not just because Stitches is a little fatty, but also because he has a lot of hit points by now. He's sitting at more than 800 extra hit points that he got through those stacks. And it's a massive problem, as you can see, for the blue team to get that turn in. They're getting interrupted time and time again. They get stalled. And Squeal Team 6 is getting closer and closer to level 16, which makes it very unattractive for their opponents to linger around in the middle and potentially be forced into a fight with a talent disadvantage. So they're already falling back now with Pulverizers in. Still a turn-in attempt. Without level 16, they're still willing to push for that. But Diablo, Nagrom gets caught and is able to survive and make his way out of the fight. I mean, I think a few of them could turn in. Nintori is a good example. Just try and deliver the gems that you have to safeguard them. Especially if you're Brightwing and you might have to jump into a fight in order to save some other hero. But here comes level 16 and that gives us also the Psychic Shock. So that's pretty big. We got Royal Focus, the synergy of Leroy is now finally there. And of course the double pull from Anduin. So this is a really important tier. Again, the hook. And immediately Porky gets attacked. There's the wall. Light Bomb. Jesus, everything gets dropped on him. And there's the barbecue. But Stitches is a big boy, I keep saying it. Especially since Devour procs off your max hit points as well. The more globes you get, the better in the long run. 90 gems in their hands and still nothing turned in. Maybe now is at least somebody able to turn in? Yes, Leoric delivered, so 20 have been turned in now. Another Gorge. There's the wall. Stitches low, but this time they might be able to kill him. The bunker is about to get taken out. Yeah, Diablo trying to create a kill opportunity. And instead, Hanzo gets focused. The hooks are coming out. My F is low. Stitches is low. But they are forcing the team back. So now there's maybe finally that chance to turn in. Nagrom at the top is going to have to face off against Blaze, so he's interrupted. But the blue team turned in at the bottom turn-in spot. So yes, it is Web Weaver time finally for HGCEULUL. The Europeans playing cross-server here in the Hanzo Genji Cup. They're finally getting a turn in. Have to escort all of those through the middle But they have to take forts out again. They don't hold the single one themselves anymore, so they have to destroy what the opponent has. Stitches might now be able to pick up a few more globes. He has definitely slowed down in regards to his globe collection, which makes perfect sense. He can't just easily rotate between the lanes anymore like he did previously. 37 is still fine, but it's definitely... He would like to have a bit more. Just getting 3 more will give him 5% attack, extra movement speed, so that's pretty sweet. There's Odin again. Sylvanas factors, of course, something to not be neglected either, and she moved now to the top, so the fort in the middle is falling. The fort at the top, they might get that too. They're definitely doing a lot of damage. I don't know if they can get the entire thing. But as Diablo is now slowly moving towards the top, they can attempt to bully them away here. So they're falling back. So even with those turn-ins, they only destroy a single fort. Only one. The damage output, we're looking at 54,000 for Tychus. 44,000 for Tacita. And then you got Diablo actually on the same amount of damage than Sylvanas. Not bad now, bro. Kudos. Yeah, nice damage output from him. Both teams have another turn-in. And apparently they let it happen. Yep, they just let it happen. Blue team just goes in and says like, yeah, you want to turn in? You know what? Take it. We're fine. We're fine with the turn-in. As a bit, they really don't want to fight into this a whole lot, as you can see. But okay. Whew. This one's gonna be a bit rough because now it is about keeps. Now there's only keeps that you can fight for. And yep, time will tell what they're gonna do with those. Because now the defense in the middle has to be absolutely on point. Leo's ghosting in from the side, clearly attempting to set an entomb up. Teams don't have level 20 yet, there's a lead in experience, but nothing that would threaten an early storm talent. Level 16 tier, as I said earlier, was mega important for the blue team. Huge amount of power spikes there. Disc is out. Diablo actually used his... That's kind of crazy. He used his ult, but... Oh, they still get the kill. That entomb was fire. They get the kill on Maiev. Helping hand to save Brandon. Tacita is at the top and saves the keep, and now they have to do the same down at the bottom of the map. So they're negating the turn, and they're negating the objective. This is quite the game, isn't it? This is map number 2. So we could go to a third map between these two teams. But already it's just fire. And half a level now until 20, but with a 5 versus 4 situation on the map, this is a chance to get that turn in for the blue team. Or go boss? Maybe? I mean, Porky is hitting that hook. It's Nagrom with 32 gems, that's the problem. He has way too many. Porky, still ready. Tacita has actually started on the boss at the top. Tacita has started up. 44 gems have been, so Dino wants it, and then they're now finally starting to move over. Turn-in happens. Maiev, 2 seconds. I think this might be a little bit too much. Can they really pull? Apparently they can. They're getting both. Leorki should not fall here. Yeah, Hazu, and he gets away. That would have been a disaster. If Hazu dies here, even with him respawning quickly, that would have definitely been an issue. So now both teams with level 20, they get the boss, they get the turn-in. This needs to do damage. And I'm talking past the fort. The fort is given. They need to do more here. And they could technically also really get a key. Especially now if they're going for Maiev. Oh, and she escapes. They're cutting a lot of these plays so super close, it's insanely clutch. And it really feels like this is potentially the end. And then someone just makes a little play. Now they're trying to go for Stitches, who's at 41 stacks. So he has the extra movement speed. He's at 15% extra movement speed now. Oh, and Diablo dies. Diablo is down. They look for a counter kill. I don't think they can take it. Just pushing into Odin is a problem. And Hazu dies as well. This is the 5th death of Hazu, and they're getting chased. The tether, Lopaka is also gone. That's a triple kill. The boss is going to take the keep down at the top. That's the good news. The bad news is they just lost 3 heroes. Diablo's at least back, but not... What? Nagrom went a little bit deep there, gets hooked, and tries to get out with a Hellgate, and is able to escape, I think. Maybe. Unless he gets... Okay, they got another wall. No! He gets hooked! Porky, you monster! no! Just as it seems like they're still able to somehow stabilize. The hook connects, and that is that. Boy, oh boy. Oh, that hurts. That absolutely hurts. That's a keep now at the bottom of the map that gets destroyed. 9 kills to 3. Ah, that was avoidable. That was so avoidable. Yep, now they're trying to, of course, end the game. I don't think they can here, but that was a free keep that they just got. Dainu with a play. He's fighting himself on the wrong side of this fight, though. That was a bit ambitious, I think. Does he get the cooldown back? Can he escape? I don't think so. He needs Anduin, and he needs him quickly. Anduin doesn't seem to have the cooldown ready. The hook hits. Yeah, Tassadah's gone. Tassadah is gone. They're making too many risky plays here, and now Maiev is punishing them. Tassadah and Leoric are both gone. Hanzo died 6 times. It's nuts. And, yeah, that's basically, this might be all she wrote here. 5 versus 3. If they don't go for core, they're going to go for another keep. So it seems like we are potentially going to another 3-mapper. 80,000 damage from Tychus. Yeah, they're getting a follow-up kill on Yasuo. This time it's Anduin that's gone, and I suppose this is going to be more than... I mean, this is the end. Diablo dies as well. He's dead for the entire duration, and that's game. We're going the distance. We are going to game number 3. So, the Europeans in a little bit of trouble on Tomb of the Spider Queen. Good map choice for Squeal Team 6 after all. 20-minute game. Well, Tychus died. Sylvanas died. Okay, nah, they can't defend this. If Sylvanas survived, maybe, but the bunker burns it down, Catapult is already in, and that's game. We're going the distance, everybody. Game number 3 coming up in a moment here between HGCEULUL and Squeal Team 6. GG. Game number 3, Towers of Doom. Let's go. Our final map over here. Me likey. Good stuff. Nice back and forth, a lot of good action. And I really liked also how on the last map, yeah, the red team was just like getting in there and just choking them out at some point. I mean, it was really impossible for the Europeans to just get back into the game. So the map choice play really worked for them. Now, since the Europeans lost, they had the chance to either pick the map or go for first pick, first ban. They decided in favor of first pick, first ban. As I said previously, that's normally the case in Europe, so this is what the Europeans lean towards more so than anything else. And then on the other side, we got Squeal Team 6, who instantly just said like, alright, Towers of Doom. Which is always weird to me, because whenever I see the Europeans, I kind of associate Towers of Doom with a map that is working in their favors, for whatever reason. But they didn't hesitate. They really just instantly said, okay, it's Towers. Nagrom again gets Diablo, and he plays Diablo. Has a couple of heroes that he really wants to play. That's one of them. Didn't 100% work on the last map, but again, most confident on this. So, Squeal Team 6. And also, on Towers of Doom, are we now going to get some weird ones? Because you can technically still play, I don't know, Vikings or whatever, but there's no ban rules, there's no pre-bans, there's no restrictions on picks. So you can still go for the same picks that you had previously, which means that the Haka is of course up as well. If you want to play those global moves once again, then you can do it here. Blaze and Junkrat are being taken by Squeal Team 6, so that's the first thing that happens. And then for the blue team, what's the side lane? Leorki dying a bit much. Anduin and Sylvanas again. I've seen this before. Where have I can't put my finger on it. Where have I seen this draft before? Must have been a long time ago, like 10 minutes or so. So yeah, they're going for the exact same draft in their first 3 picks. Diablo, Anduin, Sylvanas. I can basically, I want to say I can guarantee you that they're picking a different side laner, but actually looking at it, I can't. I think still that going, for example, for Yrel would be good. She pairs extremely well with Diablo, and it's a very tricky front line to break through. But Leo would help them with a soak on the top and the mid lane and those continuous rotations there. Dehaka, of course, another option. Keep in mind, Dehaka is actually a hero that has been played in game number 1 as well, so that's something that we've seen from them. So, there it is. And yeah, on the right side, Porky, Muradin, and Deckard Cain. Yeah, Muradin and Deckard Cain are in the house. Okay. I mean, Muradin Stormbolt, Jet Propulsion follow-up, Deckard Cain also with a bit of CC. And you can, by the way, tell that they really like Deckard Cain. This is not the first time that they picked him. And here they come, the Vikings, thank you. That's what I was waiting for the entire time. That's what I've been saying earlier. Do we get something a bit weird here? They pick Li Ming as well for Dinos, and now we have a mage with reset potential. But Hanzo on the Vikings. Okay, now we're talking on Towers of Doom. This is what I wanted to see. Perfect. Viking play, and we have Sylvanas. So your 4-man is strong. You have a really good 4-man for pushing structures. Chaotic as our final pick. And yep. With that, we still need more damage. And they go for Hanzo. Ladies and gentlemen, game number 3, the final map between HGCEULUL and Squeal Team 6. Game number 3, the final map in the series. On the left, we got Hazu. On the Vikings, Nagrom. On Diablo, Yazu. On Anduin, Dino and Liming, and Lopaka on Sylvanas. To the right, Squeal Team 6 with Porky on Muradin. We got Brandon on Junkrat, Chaotic on Hanzo, Nintori on Deckard Cain, and Nas is playing Blaze. So, who is moving on to the finals? And with finals, I don't mean the grand finals. I really mean like the final phase of the tournament, the playoffs, so to say, if you want. This is the second qualifier. The top 2 teams make it into the playoffs, into the final phase of the tournament. And since we are advancing 2 out of each qualifier, you only have to win your semifinal. And this is semifinal number 1. So the winner moves on. The loser will have another chance in the last chance cup tournament qualifier. But that's about it. So, Vikings are in the house. First, Eric is already dying. And of course, also something to point out here, as I said before, there's a pretty strong 4-man. Simply because you have Sylvanas that can push too. So you can have the Vikings on the lane, you can put Sylvanas on a different one, push with her a little bit, and have the rest of them. Taking Li Ming here allows Dino to also aim for some resets, which is always quite nice. So, let's see how impactful this is going to be, and how well is the red team able to handle the Vikings? That's, of course, another big question. Because if they are now just coming in and absolutely destroying the Vikings every single step of the way, then Hazo is not going to have the impact that he's looking for. Lopaka is already dead. So that is good old Sylvanas gone. But they get the counter kill. They're able to at least take Deckard Cain down. So, yep. Bye-bye, my friend. It was nice knowing you. The attack is already coming in. This time they're aiming for Hanzo. Kill for a kill. I'm getting a bit aggressive here. They're starting to try and make a couple of plays even before they're having any objective up on the map or anything of the sorts. So, same time, we have Nagrom now anchoring the play a bit for the camp. Blue team is a little bit slower though, and that might actually come back to bite them. Because here comes the attack. Nagrom dives in deep. They're trying for the kill. They're sacrificing him, but they want the counter kill, and they get it. Diablo goes down, but so does Hanzo, so they are able to get themselves the counter kill. Oof. And apparently Blizzard is like looking to shut the servers down again. Oh, there's a big lag over here. That one hurt. Thankfully that didn't happen in the actual fight, but at the back end of it. That would have been a bit more annoying. But yeah. So as it stands, we're now looking at 2 kills to 2. But they didn't take the camp. So only one team was able to walk away with the pumpkin camp. The other one had to abandon it in order to fight that fight. So still a bit of a success for Squeal Team 6. Objective is now announced too. As they're all starting to slowly make their way over towards those altars. Lopaka, yeah, he got caught earlier once, so now that he realizes he might find himself in the same spot or situation, he immediately retreats and is like, nah, maybe not. Maybe this time I'm playing it a bit more carefully. But Junkrat gets caught at the bottom of the map. He has a lot more kills in the early game already than we've seen in the previous 2 games, aren't there? Vikings, of course. Hanzo's trying to interrupt with Eric at the top right, whereas over on the left he already channeled with Balog, so that's 4 shots fired. This is really where the Vikings are shining. Because you can always interrupt, you can annoy the opponent, you can use your foreman to maybe even push. Second channel has happened with Olaf, and at the top the attacks are still coming. So they're getting value here. They're doing a lot of good work, and that third altar is even still in play. Yeah, Hanzo needs to be careful. But it's not going to get channeled anytime soon unless they allow it to happen. You can only throw so many heroes at the objective because you're giving the rest of the map up, and that's where that 4-man becomes just so important. In this case, it's a 3-man at the bottom of the map that's left since Liming has joined the Vikings effort at the top. And Dino is just keeping the poke up. Went into Calamity, of course. Another interrupt has happened. And they're wasting a lot of time, and that allows other heroes to get into a good position. Lopaka's now at the bottom of the map trying to escort some of the pumpkins through. Diablo's moving in. They're trying for Junkrat again. This time he gets away. But the fight over the altar at the top hasn't stopped. Still fighting for it. And Porky? Porky got actually real low. He needs to take one of the Vikings down, but even Anduin is joining the fun. So, yep, they're keeping them on their toes. They're really, really trying here. And Chaotic is finally able, with Porky eating the orb, to get the channel. The 4 shots get fired. 36 to 32. So, they could still try and go for the Gamp here, but at the bottom of the map there's another target that presents itself, and it's once again Mr. Junkrat. And this time he's down. That's, I believe, the 2nd kill against Junkrat. I mean, he is one of the squishies. But as they get the 4 versus 5 on the map, they are now moving in. Well, the 4 versus 7, I suppose, with the Vikings. They want to steal the pumpkin camp away. So they're making their move for the pumpkin camp, trying to take it here. Should be able to successfully take that on and maybe even get them connected with that tower or the bottom bell tower, which would, of course, even be better for them. So play against the Vikings is always a bit difficult, and this is exactly the kind of macro play that the European team can, of course, play with the higher ping that they have. I've been talking about this in one of the earlier drafts. You are in a position where you might suffer some ping disadvantages. As we've seen already, this combo, for example, would it have worked out for Nagrom with the better ping here? Was that a problem, or did he just simply miscalculate? But if you have the Vikings, you can really rely on that macro aspect of the game and run that show. And they are getting the bell tower conversion, so that means if they are getting 1 or 2 of the altars that are just now about to spawn, that's 5 to 10 shots removed. The early level 10 helped them, of course, so having heroic abilities over your opponent in that situation was really worth a lot. That's another aspect or another advantage of running the Vikings here. And then on top of that, we are also looking at Haymaker as a level 10 ability. Lulnado, still the name of the game. This is something that especially this team really loves to play instead of the stay a while and listen that we traditionally get. Diablo, Nagrom has gone into APOC. So, we've seen before. Shots are fired, first 5. That puts them down at 27 points. Another potential channel could happen. Balog still pushing at the top. He obviously from the Vikings has the most wave clear and can apply the most pressure therefore onto the top side bell tower. Again, another Stormbolt. There's the light bomb. Okay, and Mirrodin is gone. Mirrodin is gone. The European team is starting to gain momentum here. A 1-level lead, a chance to channel another altar with 5 bell towers under their control. 5 more shots fired, and this is really starting to become bad news for the North Americans, for Squeal Team 6. They're down 22 points on the core against 36, and they still have that that bottom bell tower converted to the blue team. And Sylvanas, by the way, has now started to try and do the same thing up at the top. So she has already rotated over to increase the efforts of grabbing up another bell tower there, helping out Balog a little bit. And the camp spawning in 4 seconds, he might try and go for that as well. Brandon with Junkrat is slowly poking away against the hit points of the bottom bell tower so that he can take that back. But it also means that he gets attacked again and survives. Yeah, Deckard Kate survives. Li Ming with a decent combo, but just not good enough to get a kill there. But very aggressive performance once again, so they're looking for opportunities to get kills and also to waste their time. And this time, they're going for Muradin, and they just drop him, because he doesn't have Avatar. He went for Haymaker. So no chance for Muradin to buckle up there. Good arrow though, but yeah, Anduin is still ruining this. This could have been the end of Li Ming if not for the healer. So they're holding the bottom bell tower for as long as they possibly can. Blaze falls at the top in the meantime. So while everybody else is making moves there, Blaze is gone. Lopaka has actually Hearth out and does. But they're on level 14, 5 kills ahead. And just now, slowly, the red team is getting level 13. It's a big comeback map. The biggest comeback map in the pool. So that is important as well. Up at the top, we're now looking at Hanzo, still trying to see if he can maybe get some damage onto that bell tower. Sylvanas has moved towards the middle and has taken another wall down. They're all fighting over the altar at the bottom of the map, and now it's a 4 versus 4 bell tower situation. So Squeal Team 6 has retaken the bottom right bell tower. Blaze is dealing with Sylvanas in the middle, but that just triggers her rotation towards the top, where she's helping Balog to apply pressure there. So they're rotating from one lane to another, just over and over again. Red team is at least getting the channel here, so the interrupts have finally run out for HGCEULUL. But this still doesn't change the fact that this topside bell tower is now at 50% of its HP. Sylvanas is back in the middle. Hanzo is just using his ult on the Vikings, and they're out-rotating them. They're really out-macroing them right now. One of the advantages that the Europeans have always had, and they're using it here again. So this is essentially what they're trying to do. They're just saying, okay, we're going to play the macro game against you. We can still get kills with our 4-man, we can still make some moves, but we are going to try and out-macro you. Another APOC! This time he actually moved Dekatgane out of the APOC. Nagrom is low and he goes down. Anduin was hoping to save him, but just couldn't. We have 40,000 damage from Hanzo, by the way, 36,000 for Li Ming, and finally we're seeing the red team properly fight back. They get 2 kills. Diablo is down, he had his souls and comes back, but they're also able to take Anduin down, and he's gone for another 30 seconds. So that's 5 kills to 8. Still a 3-kill lead for the blue team. But then again, they have level 16 now. So with level 16, we're getting Mirror Ball, and they are still looking at Anduin with a double pull. Still pressure at the top. Blaze is rotating in, will probably there in time to stop the worst from happening. But there's an enormous amount of pressure on Blaze. He needs to deal with these Vikings. He needs to deal with Sylvanas when she starts to help out. The red team is catching up in experience though, so that's good news for them. Able to slowly set this up, one move at a time. So they're getting into a position where they can maybe even take over an XP. There's level 16, that was an important one for them. 100% attack again, arrow missing though. Missing the arrow. Sylvanas against Junkrat at the bottom of the map. Oh, and she still has a chance to get him. Brandon is... Oh, he's alive. Gets the potion from Dekatgane. Gets the potion and survives. And now the old man hitting him with the stick. And here comes the old and Sylvanas falls. They get the channel at least. But yeah, that was super annoying. Imagine being Lopaka there. You see Junkrat, you think you can get the 1v1 kill. And then Dekatgane comes up at literally the last moment. Pops a potion and then you get killed. And Dekatgane gets punished for it. The old man, look at that. Gets punished right away for that cheeky move. So it's 9 kills to 6 now. Vikings are also coming in. Li Ming, they were hoping to save her. Vikings, of course, real powerful thanks to the large and in charge from Olaf on level 16. There's Haymaker, and they take down Hanzo. So yes, there was another follow-up kill, but Hanzo also gets destroyed. So that Haymaker might not really have been worth it. They got a kill, don't get me wrong, but they also lost a hero because of that. So... Muradin probably just sits there and is like, stop whining, that was worth it. And he might be right. But at the top, plays are still being made for the Vikings. 18, by the way, on the core against 28. So that's the current situation here. Bell Tower situation is also still in a nice 4 versus 4. Nobody has a big lead. Slight experience advantage for the blue team. But it is still very close. And this series deserves nothing else. This deserves a close finish, and this is what we're getting. Red team even steals the camp away, so now they have some pumpkins coming in. Vikings are still trying, of course, to dominate as much of the global presence as they can. And quite importantly, we are now in a situation where a triple altar phase is coming up. So this is the second triple altar phase. And this is really where the Vikings can again shine, because they have this macro control that they offer the blue team. Pumpkins are being stopped, so that was already important. At the top, we have Balok still pushing. Eric is ready to interrupt whenever he can. And Olaf is now moving towards the top left, where he's going to channel for the blue team. So, as we're moving into that fight, there's the APOC for Muradin, and he's gone, isn't he? Oh, well, Poggy is still alive, gets a couple of potions, Haymaker, but it's not enough. Nicely done. Once again, it's Slimming. Big plays by Dino. Nice resets too. Eric is actually channeling over here. Yeah, Naz is interrupting. But they're also about to lose that bell tower at the top because Hanzo is pushing in with Balok. So there's a lot of moves happening at the same time with the Vikings. Junkrat is gone as Limin gets another kill. Channel at the bottom of the map has already happened. Topside keep, bell tower is still ready. But I don't think that Blaze can get this anytime soon. And now we are seeing them commit to this one. They want it. And they're trying to take another one at the bottom of the map. And if they can move in the middle and grab that too, then the barrage starts. This might be where the entire game falls apart for the red team. Yep, now that channel here is definitely possible. 5 versus 3 bell towers. Sylvanas is working on the one at the bottom. Nice combo for Hanzo, but the potions are there. Too many potions. Bell tower conversion at the bottom of the map is going to be inevitable. That means 6 bell towers, 2-2, and they have a chance to start the barrage if they're moving in the middle to grab this as well. And of course, this altar is a huge threat, which is why Porky is now committing to it. But Sylvanas is, as expected, starting to rotate towards the middle because this is exactly what she needs to do here. She wants to rotate in the middle. They want to get that bell tower. They are threatening the altar at the same time. They are applying pressure on every single lane while they are already in possession of level 20 talents and the advantage that comes with it. So here's the opportunity for HGCEULUL to make the big play. Nice Haymaker, denying the Diablo combo that Nagrom was trying to set up here. Good pull from Anduin to, yeah, we're definitely in for a pretty sick late game. 10 points on the core is all that's left for the North American team. Vikings pushing in again, pressure in the middle, over and over again. The play is about to be made as the NA boys are just happy to spend a bit more time to get closer to level 20 where they can finally start making a move, and they grab the altar at the top right with the channel. 2 measly skull shots are being fired, 26-10. Still, they can recover from this. There is a chance. But again, Muradin gets targeted. He doesn't have Avatar. He went Haymaker, and he gets punished for that choice once more. He dies. That is the 5th death of Muradin. Muradin got destroyed 5 times in this game already. They have their level 20, and Muradin makes the choice to go into Hardened Shield. So he wants more survivability, and I honestly can't blame him. I mean, he's been farmed off the game. But this is also a good isolation against Lopaka. He still has Blink and used it, but even that doesn't help him to escape. They are able to go for the boss, though. So they take the 4 shots, and that drops them down onto 4 points, 3 points. 3 points on the core. Up at the top, another play about to be made. Arrow is missing completely. Fully whiffed here, connecting with nothing. And Blaze is attempting to reclaim the bottom of the map. 13-10. Still trying to go for it. Oh, and Junkrat. Junkrat getting murdered is bad. Really, really bad for the Americans. It's a problem. Single altar is up and they have to fight for it. They cannot let this one slide. This altar would end the game if the European team takes it. Pumpkins would end the game at this point. Another boss would end the game. They need a big victory, and they need a teamfight victory. Level 20 versus level 20 talents. They're trying to go for Diablo. Nagro with another quick Hellgate escape. Light bomb on him. And Hanzo is the one that falls. Is this the beginning of the end? This is looking horrible for them. Yep, this might be the end of Squeal Team 6. They might lose right here, and the Europeans might qualify for the final phase of the tournament. 16-3 kills. Muradin is dead once again. The channel nearly happened. The Vikings got interrupted in the last moment, but the chase is still on. Blaze is gone, the shots are fired, and HGCEULUL makes it to the final phase of the tournament. GG and well played.